Okay, I know I have some packages that I want to install. And the first thing is I am down in a directory, which is under our class stuff, lectures 19 for 19. But I'm going to do it from here, and we'll do pip install pygame, which we need for this game. And it looks something like this. It's pretty quick. And pip install... And I think I have TensorFlow installed on this computer. But no, I don't. There is a new version of it that is installing. So we're going to need that here in a second too. This is to do the TensorFlow Hello World. And I'm going to probably time travel here because this is going to take a little bit. Okay, we fast forwarded through a long install that scrolled off the screen, but we should have those installed. Now, what I'd like to do is use VS Code to test that I actually have this installed. And I'm supplying you with a Hello World program. It's only 2 lines. It imports TensorFlow and it prints out the version of TensorFlow. So if I do, and this is the way that I start Visual Studio Code in a directory, is I do code dot, and that will start Visual Studio Code. And you see that we have a little program here, and the first thing that I'm going to do is it's just 2 lines. I'm going to hit the little green button. And it did not find the module TensorFlow. Now, the reason is that I bet you we are not on the Anaconda Python. And I switched to the correct Python. And now if I hit the green thing, I ought to find, yes, with the Anaconda Python that actually has TensorFlow installed. You'll notice here it's using Anaconda Python instead of the other one. And hopefully here in a second it will actually run. The first time that TensorFlow runs requires quite a bit of setup that it does internally. And this system may be a little bit more than regular because, yes, when I run it on this system, I actually have a laptop with an external GPU that it's trying to initialize. And finally, it gives me, yes, a version of TensorFlow, which means that I actually have TensorFlow installed. Now, in the process, you notice here that it did VS Code. It created this directory, and I'd actually like to go over here to the debugger and tell it we've got a Python file. It'll save that, and now we can actually run this inside the debugger. And this is about the level of thing that I expect from running the debugger. Unfortunately, with stuff, sometimes it is going to break, okay? And that's a bummer, but there are other ways to debug the code, and I will figure out why this broke and see if we can't fix it so we can use the debugger with TensorFlow. But if we go back here, and now we've got some other files that you need with the debugger that have been added. But if we sit here and we run it, it still works. And I think at this point, although, you know, it said that it is broken, last I checked it, it actually works on a second try. And there it is. Now, why it breaks on the first try, I have no clue. I'm going to find out. But I don't think it's too critical. It may not break for you. This may have to do with me and my unusual laptop hardware with an external graphics processing unit on a laptop. So that may just be an anomaly on my side, but I will figure that out. And I'm hoping it doesn't break for you guys, but that's what it takes to run the Hello World and verify you actually have TensorFlow installed. Now we're going to go and do the same thing for the actual game and go and run it. And then we're going to start taking a look at how you can start modifying it. Now, chapters 12, 13, and 14 walk you through building the game. And we are going to have some stuff over that as we build the game and we use it. There are pieces in there that we need, but really the purpose for you building a game here and working through it is to be able to use this game with TensorFlow and with machine learning and be able to automate the process of running it. So let's go over here and we'll take a look at the game itself.